everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do a 2-page stack McStuffins scrapbook layout. The paper that I'm using today is from Joann's. It's called Die Cuts with a View Fresh Floral Stack. My paper does measure 11.5 by 11.5, and I'll go ahead and back that on a piece of 12 by 12 craft cardstock paper. I have inked all my edges today with my Stampin' Up! Basic Black and Early Espresso. And I'll tape it down with my ATG. For my border, it does measure 11.5 by 1 5/8. And for my next page, I actually already have it ready. Next, from my stash, I have two little pieces. This one does measure 11.5 by 2.5. The yellow one does measure 11.5 by 4 1/4. Now this layout is for my daughter. She's actually obsessed with the show McStuffins. It's on Hulu, and I think they have the whole series, so she just keeps watching it over and over. I have a couple of pictures for my daughter from when I've taken her to her checkups, and she gets a couple of shots. So I thought this thing would be so cute for her. I do have these two die cuts that I purchased from a seller on eBay, and I actually bought the full set. It comes with other things, but later on I actually found the paper piecings on Marjorie Ann Designs, and I bought the file, but I had actually already purchased this, so I thought, you know, I should definitely use it, even though the file the rest of the pieces I'm using are for Marjorie Ann Designs, and even though they have a Die Cuts McStuffins, I figured I can't throw away money. And these are so cute still. So for this one, Doc does measure 4.5 by 2.5, and her bag does measure 1 3/4 by 2 1/8, and the bag is popped up on one thickness of foam tape. That's the only thing I added to these two. Again, the rest of my pieces are for Marjorie Ann Designs. I do have Doc's Clinic. It does measure 5 5/8 by 6 1/4, and the top part I actually popped it up with one thickness of foam tape just to give a little bit of dimension. I do have my bed. It does measure 7.5 by 6 inches, and the top part I also popped it up with one thickness of foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension as well. Next, I do have Chili. He does measure 3.5 by 2 3/8, and I did pop him up on one thickness of foam tape. I do have Lammy. Lammy does measure 3 1/8 by 2 1/4, and she is popped up on one thickness of foam tape. She is so cute. I just want to give her a little cuddle. Next, I do have Hallie. She does measure 3.5 by 1 7/8. For her, the nose area is popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape. Now go ahead and bring her over here. She's so cute too. Next, I do have Stuffy. He does measure 3.5 by 3 1/8. And for him, the nose area, his little hands are popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape. And for him, I'll put him on top of the bed. Next, I do have my little table. It does measure 1 7/8 by 2 1/4. Next, I do have a little flower. It does measure 1 1/8 by 1 1/4. And for this one, I did pop it up on 1 thickness of foam tape. It's a little bit delicate. For the flower area, instead, I ended up adding a little piece of paper flower. These are from Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby. Next, I do have 2 photo mats. My photo mats do measure 4 by 5 1/8. For these, I'll go ahead and bring it over here. And on my silhouette, I did 2 internal offsets. Now for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and journal. So this one does measure 3 5/8 by 4 1/4. And again, I did 2 internal offsets on my silhouette. Next, I do have my title. My title does measure 7 1/8 by 3.5. Now, the file does not come with a title, so I just made one up. If anybody's familiar with this cartoon, you know that Doc is always, she's a doctor who's helping her stuffed animals in any way she can. So whenever she's going to try to see what's wrong with a stuffed animal, she sings her song, which is called Time for a Checkup. So I just typed this up on my silhouette, created an offset, grouped it together. The file comes with a band-aid. I put it behind my title. I grabbed this little hard duplicated, stretched it out a little bit, got it to the size that I wanted, grouped it, and then created an additional offset. The top layer is popped up with 1 thickness of foam tape, and here on the band-aid, I did use liquid pearls. And I think I have everything. If I missed anything, I'm so sorry. I actually created all this over a month ago, and I'm barely filming it, I know. I'm a little bit behind. Forgot. I forgot I didn't want to add glue to this area right here. Even though it's been a while since I created everything, I still remember when my daughter saw the file I was working on, she started screaming. She started saying that it was her. She wanted to play with it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I had to hide it since I've had it for a long time, so she wouldn't get to it. She just loves this show. And I'm not sure who's seen it, who hasn't. It's really cute show. I really recommend it. My son, he's not into it yet. He's more into the whole Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But my daughter's obsessed. And I had to add just scratch paper on the back just because it was really delicate. And there you have it. This is my 2-page document McStuffins scrapbook layout. If you enjoyed the video and like to give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.